I'm Kaylin Holland, Senior Director of Communications with PhRMA. We're putting together the event. I'm going to MC today and kind of introduce what clinical trials are, why we're here, what the takeaway is, and introduce a short video that explains where clinical trials fit into the entire R&D process. We started these events a few years back, actually about a year ago. We started looking for hotspots across the nation for where clinical trials were really going on, what states were really good at recruiting patients, where the real academic institutions were making those public-private partnerships very successful. And New York just kept coming up on our radar. As it turns out, New York has about a third of the clinical trials in the nation, or about 7,000 trials that have been conducted since 1999. Now, as we started looking at the hotspots, Long Island came up even more so. Of those 7,000 trials, Long Island has had 2,100 of them just here on the island. So that's a huge number. And when you start thinking about how many patients have been involved in those trials, how many academic institutions are conducting them, it also translates to a lot of jobs.
The number of trials that have gone on here in Long Island, the variety of the diseases that are being addressed, the amount of trials that are still open and looking for volunteers. So this is a whole different world than we're used to looking at, and it adds a dimension to what we have in healthcare is a need at all times for something to deal with the ever-evolving needs of healthcare.
By people more educated than I on how clinical trials, the critical role they play in the advancement of medicine and patient survival. From the very beginning, Bostwick Laboratories has participated in that process. If you look at it, the most important thing we do is provide high-quality, definitive diagnosis of disease. We also offer the most technologically advanced testing available to provide that accuracy that people are looking for. What this does is gives physicians and patients the information necessary to make informed decisions about treatment decisions, as well as identifies proper candidates for clinical trials.
You know, he brings up a great point. It's in the process of finding new medicine, it's not just one company that makes it happen. It's really a network of these smaller laboratories like Bostwick, clinical researchers, academic institutions, patient advocates, and local leadership. So it really takes a joint effort. As part of that joint effort, I also want to welcome our patient advocacy Representative Jerry Barish. She's president and founder of the 1 in 9 Long Island Breast Cancer Coalition.
I lost a child from Hodgkin's disease when he was 25, and my mom from breast cancer. And I must tell you that in those days, you heard a little bit about clinical trials, nothing specific. It was called, drugs, better drugs, better drugs. We weren't really sure. And I remember the doctor saying with my mother, she's already stage 4 and there's really no point in giving her anything else. Leave it in peace. She was only 62. And I thought, today, when I see what we've done in clinical trials and research, so many more people would have been alive, would have been given an opportunity.
Many ideas from researchers here on Long Island at North Shore LIJ, at Stony Brook, at the Memorial Sloan Kettering sites. Those ideas come to us from the researchers, and we partner with them to develop new and novel combinations of drugs, to develop the drugs in areas where we didn't even think about, to do testing of diagnostic specimens in a new and novel way, and really to further the research in an innovative way. So in order to achieve progress, Pfizer and other biopharmaceutical companies really need to partner with the community, with academic centers, researchers, nurses, technicians, caregivers, and of course patients. In order to fuel growth, we need to do clinical trials, and we'd like to continue to bring innovative medicines to patients. Thank you very much.